Good morning. Um, we've been looking at calculation view, and there are some more options which we have to look at that into calculation view. So let's continue. I just want to create a copy of this. Just creating copy of this calculation view. Okay. Okay. Now look at. I have got a view now. Look at the requirement. I've got gross amount, net amount, and tax amount, and then quantity. I just have a requirement. I would like to see. I've got the total quantity here. Okay, but I would like to see another two KPIs, two measures, which indicating quantity which is delivered and quantity which is in progress. If you go to this header, or if you go to the sales header, I've got something called delivery status. You can see the data in this table. So we have a column called delivery status, which tells us whether this particular sales order is being delivered completely or not. So from the total quantity, I would like to see two other KPIs. If you go to the delivery status, you see it as I or D. D indicates it is already delivered. I indicates it is still in progress. I would like to see out of total quantity how much is delivered completely and how much is pending this. So wherever I see quantity where this delivery status is I, it means quantity is in progress, and wherever the delivery status is D, it indicates it's in um, delivered this. So what I would like to do is I can build a restricted column. So I would like to build a sub. It's almost like a subquery. So if I go to my columns, I see there is something called restricted columns here, right? So I can say right click and say new mm, delivered quantities. So I will say which column you want. I want quantity. I would like to have quantity where this delivery status is equal to D. Like this, you can have multiple restrictions also. I can say where it is D, then where this region is equal to so and so. I can do multiple restrictions also. I'm okay with one. Or if it is complex, I can also go with expression, and then you can define a formula here where delivery status is equal to D or and whatever it is you can do. Okay, I would say, what? Delivery status equal to, or you can use any operator, not equal to, less than, not null, all this. What I would say, it's D. That's fine. And I would say quantity in progress. I would say again delivery status equal to, or I can say this time not equal to this. So this not equal to less. Okay. So okay. Sorry. Why there is no not equal to it, and you can say instead of include, you can say exclude. So it will be other than these. Okay, you can do this. Oh, sorry. In this case, I put E, so it should say include. So you start seeing them in the semantics here. So delivered quantity and quantity in progress. Now I would like to see the view. Yeah, that's okay. This is for previous. So now I would like to do analysis. Now say for a region, what is the total quantity ordered and my delivered quantity and the quantity in progress. Obviously, I can see this. It should be when I add, so total quantity is 314 and 240 is still in progress and 66 is been delivered. So like this, you can basically go about building the restricted columns. Good. Next, I have another requirement that's about restricted column. Next, we have a concept called counters. Hmm. Now, what I want to do is I would like to know the number of sales orders of like based on the region. In this particular region, how many number of sales orders I've got, or how many number of sales have been created, performed in this particular region or country or for this product or whatever. So now I just want to, what is my requirement? I just want to say count of. I would like to build a key figure which can basically give you the count. Yeah? Now it's look at this in the here in the calculate columns you have an option called new counter. Apart from creating a calculate column, I have an option called new counter. So I'll say number of orders. So measure count distinct what? What is it you want to count? Count distinct sales. Even though sales order is duplicate, it will just still count it as only one bus. So I'll say so distinct count distinct of sales. So in the within the select statement of the view, it will form an aggregation function as count distinct of sales order IDs. Now if I just get in, you get to see the with aggregation. There is a key figure with aggregation function as count distinct. So whenever you want a key figure with aggregation function as count distinct, we can go with counters. So if I go in, I get to see region. Here you can see just to know sales order IDs. So not sales order. I can put my region and see total count around 3,000, 5,000, 4,000, 5,100 something and something around 6,000. Okay, good region and I would say number of sales orders. So it's 29. This is the distinct that was item level, but this is only the orders. These are the total number of orders. So the sum of this should be equivalent to your number of records in the sales order. There's 1,029. Let's see, do we have the select count of star from table sales header. Let's see how many entries we have in this table. There's 1029, which says so in the header table you'll have each row is one new sales order. So distinct sales orders count is 1029 and split by region or split by country or it could be anything. Say by product also. You can say for each product, what is this count? So like this, we can also go with the counter fields also. Okay, done. Okay. Next we would like to go with the currency conversion. So someone asked me, can we do currency conversion? Yes, we can do currency conversion, and we can also do unit conversion also. But to perform currency conversion, or this is important. Now currency conversion. So whenever you perform your currency conversions in analytical view or whether it could be in calculation, because these are the two views where it involves measures, whether it is analytical view or calculation, with both same. So if you have to perform currency conversion, we have a prerequisite. Obviously, when you want to do currency conversion, we need to know the exchange rates, currency exchange rates, right? So what your OLAP engine or calculation engine, when it has to perform the currency conversion, they expect to have the tables like TCUR, TCUR-C, TCUR with the tables with these namings. TCUR-C will have all the currency codes, and TCUR will have all the exchange rates. For example, now if you see, I have a schema within the schema HANA demo. I have the tables here. Look at this, but the table name is what? sap.hana.demo content.epm.data.conversions tcur something, right? So if I see the content, it shows me the list of currency codes. Look at this table has got something called mandate. Like I know people who work with SAP will know what is mandate, because since SAP is client dependent, so you'll have a field called mandate which tells you whether this record belongs to client 100 or 000 or what. It's all 000 only. Okay. And then if I go to table tcur, this should give me exchange rates, saying so mandate, because we'll have different type of exchange rates. Let's focus on anything 1001 or 1003. In 1001, if you see from euros, you only have it as euro to USD. What is this value? This is it, and there is something called G.U, which tells you the date, valid from which date this conversion is valid from. And but this is actually having a conversion, because in SAP you will have the date conversion. You can see what is the actual date. But if you want to see the actual date, here we can write it something like this. We'll go to that. Don't worry. But I'll not convert this date, and then to understand what is the date. Okay. So next thing is, but okay, this is fine. We need to have exchange rates, all this stuff, right? But what did I say? Prerequisite is that what you need to have these tables. But if you look at this scheme HANA demo, the conversion tables are with some different naming. But whenever you perform currency conversion, your OLAP engine or calculation engine will expect to see tables with these naming, TCUR C or TCUR all this. Because okay, now because see, look at the problem. If I try to perform, let's say currency conversion, and then now I say I want to convert, and then okay, if I go to exchange currency, it says what is system tables for a currency conversion are missing in the schema SAP HANA Dev, because automatically your engine expects to see the tables like tcur, tcur C, tcur X, tcur T, all this. But in my schema, these tables are in a different naming. Okay. So what we can do is we can solve this by using a concept called synonym. Synonym is like alias name for a table. For the same table, let's try to create a shortcut which says synonym. Then system will be able to understand that. Now let's go this. So I'm just doing it this way. Also. So I'm just using this create statement. Like we have a statement called create synonym, with the naming as P006 for this table. For all the conversion relevant tables, I'm just creating a synonym with the exact name what my engine would expect. And I would like to create this synonym in the same scheme. I would like to say create synonym in this schema dot this is the name for this table. So all the conversion relevant tables, I'm on create synonyms with exact names what my engine would expect, so that engine will be able to recognize these tables out. But if you already have the tables with this naming like tker c, like in the SAP environment, you're fine. But if you don't have those tables in this naming, you'll be creating a synonyms for the tables what we have. Okay, that's great. Now once the synonym is created, you start having to see this in your HANA demo schema. You see this synonyms, right? Good. So let's say now I have this speaker table, which is actually mainly holding this exchange rates, right? With this date. But I would like to see if you write, see, it's like a shortcut to your table sap.hana.devo tker table. That is what synonym is. Synonym is just like a alias name. Okay. Now let's see. Let's understand this data. Hmm. So how do I understand the date? So use the function to convert that. So this is the function I use. Distinct. Don't worry about distinct now. I'll say star. I want to see all the records in this table, and I'll not even fire from tker. I'll fire from this synonym tker. So firing from synonym is equal to firing from the table. So I say I want to see all the columns, and for gdatiu to convert that into a date format what we can understand. So I'm using this function. Okay, to dat function. Now look at this. So gdatiu I'm converting into a date what we can understand. Now I see this table with the client. Mandate is nothing but the client information. 006. Yeah, a mandate, and then I see this. This is the exchange rate type. I would like to use exchange rate type as 1001, and currency from currency would be euros, and I would like to convert it to USD dollars. And this conversion is valid from this date, Jan 1st 2001. Only from this date, Jan 1st 2001, this is valid, and the conversion is 0.94. Or you also have reverse of from USD to euro also. But my requirement is about converting it to target is USD dollars. Okay, good. I would like to use this conversion and then do the conversion of the currency base. Now let's take this. So I have this gross amounts. Let's consider one of the interest. So let's see this gross amount. And if you see the gross amounts region wise, let's see. That is without currency rate. Or let's hold out one order, which is in euros. What is this? 500. Let's hold this out. So this is, oh, sorry. Mm, so this is the sales order. I would like to observe, and this the value is 14,573 is the value, and this is in which currency now? Euros. Plus. Let's not worry on others, but still there are other currencies also which I'm not. I don't have the conversions. We'll see what to do. What is my requirement is whenever there is euro, let it convert. If it is not able to do conversion, let it put the same value. Say it is USD for now. Okay. Okay. How do I do this? Now let's go to semantics. First thing, what you do is go to the view properties. So when you go to the view properties, you'll have a property called default schema. Here in the default schema, you can specify the schema name in which your currency conversion table, in which all the tables relevant for your currency conversion like tker, c, tker, tker f, all those are maintained. And if it is unit conversion, the tables like T006 or T006A should be maintained. Then I get in. So specify that schema in which you have all those tables available. Okay, so we're going to say we're going to use this schema, default schema for currency conversion or unit conversion. So once it is done, I can go back. Now I would like to convert this gross amount, right? Say semantic type. I would like to see amount with currency code. Hmm. What is the currency association with this? I would like to say. See now it starts showing it's not currency. There is a column which is also telling what currency this field is in. I would like to perform currency conversion. Now what is the schema? So it takes SAP HANA default. Then client for currency. Client is nothing but your mandate. You remember what was your mandate? It's not session. For me, I'll manually give that. What was the client information here? 000 was my client. So source currency is nothing but the currency. What is there in this column currency? Okay, fine. And what is the target currency? Now you start seeing them. So let's go with RS. Okay, good USD. Exchange type. I would like to go with what 1000 1001. Okay. Date. So you remember the exchange rate is valid only from Jan 1st 2001, and I can go with some. So I'll just pick some date from this year 2001. So it should have some date after Jan 1st 2001. That's fine. And now the result column will be shown like this. But let's say upon conversion failure, if it's not able to perform the conversion because the conversions are not available, what you can do is you can just go down. Else, because what I want, whenever it is not able to convert, let it show the same value as USD. So I'm saying ignore, or I can set it null, so it shows zero. So I would like to show it as ignore. So don't worry and just show the same value as USD. Now let's see the conversion. We get to the analysis, sales order, and then gross amount. Look at this. You see this for this. It was something around 14,000, and it has been converted to 29,000. Like this, you see this gross amount being can be performed on the currency conversions. Like this, we can focus on currency conversions also. And when it is not able to perform, it will just show the same value as not performed. You can see the currency. Now it will start showing this is the original currency, which is euros. Yeah, and if you the actual this will be the actual amount associated as what this is the actual the USD, but this is the source currency. Look at this. In case of GBP, it is just showing 1017, but in case of euros, which was around 11,000, it will be converted to 14,000, which is converted to 13.9 because it is 9 point something, right? Good. Like this, we can perform currency conversion, and this currency conversion also can be made dynamic. Let's say I don't want to fix the target currency based on the input I want to make it. So what I can do instead of fixed, I can go with input parameter and then select this. So you can create input parameter which takes an input as the target currency, and then use that here as a target. So based on the input, what user selection, it converts that to the target, and even the date validity can be made dynamic using in every option here. Even the exchange rate type can be made dynamic by using input parameter here. So you can basically make your even the client can be made dynamic, which client it has to be used. You can go with input parameter and make the client also. So you can make all these options dynamic by using currency conversion, by using input parameters. This is currency conversion. And then we also have a concept. Next concept is unit conversion. Let me just see. Hmm. Again, for unit conversion, similar way, the prerequisite would be T006, which will have all the unit information, and then T006A. We'll see if it throws an error. Okay, 6 and A. I already created alias names. This is O వచ్చిందంటావా? Yeah, I feel this is O. Yeah. But it has to be with that was for PWS. Let me create it. So I have this tables T006 and T00A. Okay, done. Okay. Now I would like to make sure I have these tables, and now I can go for unit conversion. But I have something like quantity, right? Assume. See, I know this is coming in pieces, but assume um, it is in grams or it is in kgs. I want to convert it to grams or something like that. Now let's see the output. So I have this. I have a quantity unit which says it is actually saying pieces, but I would like to assume this piece as kgs. Now I would like to convert this into grams. Okay. Okay. Now what I'll do, I would like to convert this. I'll say quantity with unit of measure. See, if I say unit as column as a quantity unit, then it will take as each piece because this column gives me its quantity unit as each piece. I'm going to consider it as fixed, and I would put that as say this is kgs. Let's say JK. And so this is so my source quantity is with kgs, and I would like to go for conversion. So schema is HANA demo and session client. I said my HANA tables, my demo tables has got only client 000, but in real time it could be any other number 800, 400, 1, anything. Okay, kgs, and I would like to convert this. What source quantity is kg, and convert this to grams. Okay, upon failure, set to null means if it can't convert, let it set to null, otherwise it's fine. And then add to it. Now let's see. Uh, could not read base units from dimension invalid table. So there is it says there is a table T006D is missing out. But I can just use some. I know there is another schema which has got that. You don't worry now. There is a schema which has got that. Okay, so I'm going to use this schema, then perform the same. Let's activate. Now this might be a problem because it does not have this. I'm removing this. Okay, go to this. This has to be okay. And I think this 1 second. Client is not client is for me. Yeah, don't worry on this part of it. So the client is 100%. Okay, done. Let's. I know this schema will have those all the tables required tables. So I'm just selecting. Fine. Now I'll say order and quantity, and this is okay. So instead of 22, I see it as 22,000 because 1 kg is equal to 1000 grams. So it is converting that into grams. Like this, we can also perform the unit conversion. Okay, done. Next, if you remember in the calculation, we've been seeing about join node, projection node, aggregation node. But now I would like to show about other node as union also. Okay. So for now, what I want to do is I just want to take copy of this just to demonstrate union. Say copy, say paste, say by APJ, Asia Pacific, S indicator in sales. So I have one calculation view which I want this to give me only Asia Pacific sales. So I'll filter this for Asia Pacific. Done. So this is give me only Asia Pacific data. Okay. Now I want to create one more. One second. Whatever the description, whether this doesn't get changed. Y APJ yes. Okay. Done. Okay. Next, I want one more. I click copy. I'll say Y AM here America sales. Y AMER yes. Fine. And I would change apply filter for now. Next, I want one more view for Europe. EMEA sales. And apply the filter so that it does give you only Europe data. Okay, done. Assume now I've got three views. Each of these views giving me sales for North American, then Asia Pacific, and Europe. Now I would like to build a view which can give me global sales first, which where I would like to unify the data, or where I would like to say data from view one plus view two plus view three. I would like to combine the data. So that's where we go with union operation. Now let me create Y global S global sales. Cube I'm fine. Graphical is fine. Yeah. So what I'll do. I'll take the. You can straight away drag this, which indicates that I've got three tables and EMA. Okay. So by default, it's like a projection. Okay. Each node is like a projection. Each node is like just projection, just select and then. Sorry. I did not use okay. Projection. America. Then I want projection Asia Pacific, and then I want projection EM. You can just select what all you want, but I'll just say region, country, city, and then I'll just take in grass amount is fine. That's okay. From here again, city, country, region, and then grass amount. From here again, city, country, region, and grass amount. I'm okay with that. Then I would like to combine all these three. So take the union operator, then connect this to this, then connect this. Connect. You can unify n number, not only two. You can take it. So now I've got all the three. So projection one, projection. So I've got nodes from all the three projections. Just set this. It takes all mapping automatically. Just click on this icon. It takes the mapping region to region, country to country. It takes the unit. Then I want result of the unit to be taken into aggregation. Cross amount as aggregated column, and these are normal output. And then say active. So now you get to see all the three regions together. So I can use my union operation. I can use my union operation AMER, Asia Pacific EMEA to do combining data from multiple data sets. That's your union bus. Next, I would like to have show you about the rank node. Basically, we use this rank node when you want to get the top 5, top 10, when you want to derive the ranking for the based on the database. So let's see how do I do this. New rank. Now, how do I use that rank operation? See this fine. So what I want is I just take projection of this view. So from this I just would take in country, city, region, and I have company name, and then I want the gross. So I just want the gross amount. So this will just tell me the city, country, region, and the customer name and the gross amount for it. Okay. Now what I want, I just take the rank and then connect it. If you look at the rank properties, now it asks me. Okay. Now what is it? What is it I want is I would like to see top two, only top two, only top two customers for every region. Means for Asia Pacific I should see top two. For Europe I should see top two. For America I need to see top two. Okay. So how do you determine who are the top customers based on the gross amount? So I would say so the one with the highest gross amount would be the top. So will it that be descending or will that be ascending? When I want to have the highest value, then I would obviously go with descending. Yeah. And how many you want? I would say top two. Okay, good. So top in, I want top two members. Sorted on what? On the, sorry, not selected. At output and sorted on my gross amount. And then do you have any partition column? Yeah, because what I want is it has to partition by region wise. For each region, I would like to have two. So first it has to partition the data based on for each region. Within that each region, I must have top two. So I'll say add, and that's the region. That's it. I can say generate rank column, which tells me who is what, which rank is it. So that gets into generate column, say rank column. Then get to this aggregation. Add as output, and this will be aggregated column. But whereas rank column is not aggregated, it is aggregated, but the kind of aggregation will be not sum, just be max or min I can take, because it cannot add rank 1 plus rank 2. So like this, you can basically go with that. And now if I see the data for each region, say for EMEA, I'll see two customers, top one and two rank columns. For Asia Pacific, I see rank 1 and 2. For America, I see 1 and 2, but Africa, I see only one because now I'll see what there might be a single person, so it just takes me only rank 1. So now for each region, I see the top two customers. Like that, we can also use partition element. So first, what it does, it takes the result set, uh, splits the result set based on the region. Within that, each partition, it finds the top. Like this, we can use the rank node bush. Okay. Okay. Then next, there is a concept. Now let me just get this. See, if you see any of the view, you see an options here. The view properties. You're okay with this data category as cube, cube indicating measures. We can do reporting. And if it is blank, we can involve measures into it, but no reporting. Dimension, no measures allowed. And this tells me the type of view, whether standard or time. I'll come to the time. Then default client, I can set my default client what I want. Yeah. Means default client, session client it's saying. So what it's saying is, suppose if I log in with 100, because in SAP you can have multiple clients. If I log in with 100 clients, so for that session, the client number would be 100. And then it starts reading only data for 100 clients. But this makes sense only if the tables, if these tables have a field called mandate. Just now I showed you a table which is called mandate. So let's say there is a table, it's called mandate with multiple clients like 100, 200, 300. Depending on the client login, it has to show me data for that client. So then I can go with session client. But irrespective of the client he logs in, if he has to see all the client data, then I can say cross client. Okay. The default schema you understand. We come to privileges later. Then there's something called history, enable history. Okay. To show you this part, I'm going to go with something called history tables. Let's see. So while creating about creating column table or rows table, right? While creating this, we have an option of creating something called history tables. History table, simple logic. Don't worry about all this. Select what I'm writing, but the logic is, let's say I have a customer. Presently, let's say he's in Hyderabad. Then after a few days, he moves to Bangalore. So what I want is whenever I do reporting on those few days, it has to show me as Hyderabad. And whenever I do reporting after later part of it, it has to show me as Bangalore was. Sorry, did I say Hyderabad? Yeah. Let's say there is a customer from Jan 1st to Jan 15th, he is in Hyderabad, and then for next changes, he changed it to Bangalore. Then when I do reporting on that part of the period, it has to show me as Bangalore. That's what it is. So whenever I keep changing my record, like say first the customer says is Bangalore, then the customer I change it as Hyderabad. When we keep changing the record, it has to maintain all the versions of the changes with respect to the timing. Then let me know. Then show me the result as per that time interval goes. That's where we go with something called history table. So when you want to maintain the history of all the changes, we go with something called history table. Let's see how. Hmm. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm saying drop table so and so and cascade. Suppose if there is any already table with this naming test history table, I'm going to drop that. If not, it's fine. It says what could not drop. I'm fine with that because there's no table, so it is not dropping. I'm okay. Then I'm creating a table like this. How do you create history table? Normal column table, you say create column table, right? Now you use a keyword called history. So when you use a keyword called history, it means you're creating a history table. Say create history table, so and so. And I've got three columns, ID, name, and the city. This is the name of the customer to city which he belongs, and where the primary key is your ID. Done. Let's create. Now once you create the table, so basically as you know, you'll see three columns, ID, name, and city. Okay. Now what it does is means you have created a table, we have created a column table where there is a session type as history was. I can see that information. See in the system, you'll have a table called tables which will show information about every table. So same way I want to see, show me the schema name, show me the table name, session type, and table type for this table what I created from the system table. So all the tables information will be stored in the table called tables, which is in sys schema. Now it tells me the schema name is cubex, the table name is this. They say, look at this. Session type is history and the table type is it's a column table, but the session type is history. Yeah? When you use a keyword, it does create it like this. Are you getting voice, Bus? Everyone? What about others? Bus, can you hear my voice? Hello? Okay.
Yes, we are able to hear you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So,
Yes, sir.
okay. In the system, there's a predefined table called tables, which will have information about every table which is created, Bus. Okay, good. Then within the system, there is a view called m underscore cs underscore all underscore columns, which will give you the list of the columns in a table. But for you, in this table, what all columns do you see? ID, name, and city, right? But apart from this, since you maintain this table as history, there will be some system columns maintained internally, which I would like to show that. See if you see, if I go to this and execute this for my give what it is. Look at this. For you, what you know is ID, name, and city was. Generally, for every table internally, these are my system columns, which you don't get to see, but it is maintained internally in the backend. So there will be always something called row ID, which is maintained by the system. Don't worry. For every table, you'll have that. But when you create a table with session type history, you'll also see two things in the by default valid from and valid to. You never maintain it, boss. User defined columns will be ID, name, and city. But apart from this, there will be some system columns maintained by the system internally for managing the table. So whenever you create a session type history table, it creates two columns by default in the inbuilt. One is valid from and valid to. Okay. I'll tell you what is that valid from valid to is commit IDs. Okay. Because every time you perform a change onto table, it maintains one commit ID. So it says from this commit ID to this commit ID, this is the value. It maintains that like some like date time dependent table. Okay. I'll tell you that. Now what I'm doing, look at this. I'm just inserting three records. 1001 Pratap, which is what I'm going to change. One more, say 103. Yeah? Okay. See, look at this. I'm inserting three records. Pratap, 2002 Pawan, and then 1003 Chand. So three IDs, so three customers. Now, initially Chand belongs to what? Which one was? Hyderabad. Okay. Then I'm saying commit and update the merge. Don't worry about it. I'm just inserting three records into the table. Okay. Why it is taking so much time? Okay. Now inserted. Now I would like to see, because in the database, every time you perform a transaction, that's what. Just look at the videos what I gave you as additional videos. Okay, then you'll know the merge. Don't worry much. There's something called because every time you perform a commit ID, a commit in the transaction, you can get to see the commit. Each commit will have some new number. So from the default view as m underscore transactions, where we can see the commit IDs. So my commit ID is this 2886. Remember this. The first insert was done with this commit ID. It's what 28286959. That's my commit ID. Okay, good. So the commit what we performed previously for the insertion, the transaction ID was commit ID nothing but transaction ID was so and so. Now I would like to know the timing when this transaction was performed. What was the commit ID for me? I just got the 288 something. I want to know the exact time when this performed was. Okay, now I'll say select me the commit ID from the transaction history. M underscore transaction will tell me the commit ID, and from the commit ID, I'm trying to find out what is the time when this was performed. Why? Why it's not showing commit ID? Was there something which I was missing? Or 288 69593 288 69593. Okay. Okay, don't worry. That will have that timing. And now what I want is, normally if I say select star from this table, it will show only the ID, name, and city. But I also want to see valid from valid to also, which is the system columns. So I say select star valid from valid to from this table where it says request flag all rows. Show me all the rows of the table. Yeah. Then I'll say this. Now look at it. It says, oh, different commits. Fine. Okay. 1001, 1002, 1003, which is Pratap so and so, so and so. So for this first record, the commit ID is 530. It is valid from 530. For next one is 545, and this is 554. Okay. Let's see. This is the commit. So starting from this is a commit ID, and each commit ID will be associated with the time bus. Okay. Okay. Now what I'll do, I update this employee 1003 with city as Bangalore and commit that. And this is going to have a new commit ID, and I think multiple users are coming. 2887 double, it's fast. I think there are other users connected to the system. So now if I try to see the same table again, it will show you all the rows. Now look at it. It says Chand is valid from this 554, and Chand updated as Bangalore as 2886997. Means again there's another commit ID for the same employee. You see it as Bangalore with a different commit ID. It means from this commit ID, or from the time when this commit was performed, 2886997, Bangalore is valid. So from the time it has performed this commit 554 and 997, between that time it will be Hyderabad. From the time after this commit change from 997, it will be Bangalore. So with the commit IDs, it maintains that information like that. Now, okay, let's see this and at least note those. I don't know why I'm not able to write this. 288 69554. That was 554, and the latest change is 288 69997. This is one. Let's see. Let's see the timing for both these two. For this commit, what is my? I'm saying based on the commit, I'm running the query. I'm saying show me select star from this table as of this commit ID so and so. Look at as per this commit ID, it is showing Chand as what Hyderabad was. Okay. Same thing if I say show me data from this table as of this commit ID 69997. It will start showing you as Bangalore. Right? Based on the commit, so based on the commit ID, I can run this query. Or we can also run the query as of, instead of saying as of commit ID, I can use also find the timestamp and then run with time. Okay. So how do you find the timestamp of this commit? I don't know why it's not showing the commit time. Now you can see. For the second commit, the timing is March 12th, 202304. This is for which commit? This one was 999. Okay. Now let me take this. And for this commit 2994, let me see what is the timestamp. This was on 20 minute. Okay. So understand the timing here. So when we performed a transaction at 20 minutes, it was Hyderabad. When we performed transaction on 2/3, we updated as Bangalore. So from 200 till 23 before this time, it will be showing as Hyderabad. Anything after this time, it will be showing as Bangalore was. Now let's see. I'll just select star from this table. As of timestamp is now what? It's 2018 March 12th. So I'll say 2018 March is fine, and that is 12th. And I'm going with what? 02 time, and I'm going with something like 1 minute, and it's only, yeah, I'm going with 1 minute, something like that. So as of this, see, this timing of 2 hours 1 minute is falling between is less than this 2 3, right? So it should show you as what? Hyderabad. But if I change the timing from anything after, say, after 3 minutes, then it will show it as what? Bangalore. So based on the timing, it will start showing you the data. That's so based on, you can run the query based on this UTC timestamp and get the values. So nothing but your time dependent master data or something where you can maintain the data base with respect to valid from and valid to, right? So when you have this kind of query to be run in views and HANA views, how do you do this? So let me create a calculation view. Y history Q is fine. Q bar, sorry. Because there's Y history. There's no measure, so I'll have to go with dimension. Yes. Just say projection of the table. What is the table? Test history table. So this is mine, and just select all the columns. Then go ahead and then activate. So when I try to see the content of this view, this just showing me as Bangalore. It does not give me an option whether to see the whole data or this timing. Yeah. So what I do, go to the view properties. I'll say enable history. Then I can create one input parameter here, which can take input from the time, IP underscore time. I'll say direct means no anything. I'll say it will be timestamp. Say okay. Now in the view properties, I'll say I want it to enable history, and there's an input parameter which tells me what timestamp should I use, IP underscore time, which I just created. Now let me run this. As of let me copy this. Now let me, when I run this view, I'm going to give it as what is this timing? Look at this, the time. It says 2:5, right? So let me just take it as 2:1. So it should show it as what? Hyderabad. Now same thing if I run this query with this with something like greater than let's run with 2:5, then it should start showing as Bangalore. So like this, when you have history tables, when you have tables with session type history, when you have a session type says history, then when you want to enable the user to see as per the timing based on the commits, then we can enable this property as enable history, and then enable a input parameter which can take in the timestamp for which you would like to see the data. This is a concept. By using session table history, we can enable time dependent concept, time dependent master data. Okay. One is you can explicitly use valid from valid to columns also. But if you want to by default based on the system should take care of the updates when this been updated in the table, then I can go with history session tables. Okay, this is fine. Today we'll stop it here. Still, we have some more options to look at in this calculation, and
Sir,
we'll continue it tomorrow. Okay.
sir, one question.
Yeah, yeah.
So